I'm Cole Furman, freshman. I love nature. Every year I go on sorts of expedition. I went to Alaska this previous summer. The year before that I went to northern Saskatchewan and upper Canada. Just love being outside, and I think Boulder's a great fit for me. Honestly, the main reason originally was a few years back I just like to go on trips, so it was more of just for being outside and I didn't really have much of a learner's attitude towards it, but as years progressed and trips keep getting longer, it's really become more about building that community with new friends and being able to, practice environmental stewardship and really just build off of each other's, and it's more of a learning experience than it is a camping trip. I was on a canoeing trip in Canada. We were paddling one day, and it's been really hazy because there had been forest fires all over the southern Saskatchewan. And a couple weeks later, all the smoke rolls over, and we had been getting lots of forest fire signals, and we actually paddled past an island that was on fire. That was just crazy, to me, that was just absolutely crazy. So we were gonna get off on it, but on the backside of it, it was completely on fire, and when we got close to it, the ground was actually smoldering with embers and ashes, so we didn't get off. I didn't even realize that there weren't cars and buildings around me and stuff. I'm really seeing nature and what it has to offer, and nothing to cut that short of a full experience. It's seeing people's disregard for the environment by just throwing garbage on the ground day after day after day after, and then hearing the same people talk about how global warming is an issue and all this climate change, and I don't know, it's just seeing those contradicting facts from the same people is really, I just think people who leave garbage on the ground and that type of stuff is just the opposite of nature for me. I was, 10, I was doing a canoeing trip with the same organization, and we almost got struck by lightning that trip. Literally, it was so close to us. You saw the bolt hit the ground, and after that I really didn't think I was gonna come back, and each year I go back, I find something new that I enjoy more and just kind of compound the things that I enjoy. Summer, it was 32 degrees, rainy, or 33 or 4, just over freezing, and it's raining and super windy, and I'm just walking over all of these tussocks and all these rocks, and there's just all there is mountains and rain, and I'm just thinking, why the hell am I out here? I'm freezing cold, this is not fun whatsoever. And throughout the trip I had little moments where it's that, super bad weather, whether it be us getting turned back from a mountain pass, we can't get over it, it's too steep, and stuff like that, just elongating our mileage. All of that stuff seems very negative in the moment because of all the work you have to put forward, but then afterwards, no matter how bad of a time you think you had, you'll always find a way to remember it as something great. I really wanted to see the glaciers because I do fear that they aren't going to exist very long. The maps we took out are from the 60s, and even now, going to where the glaciers used to be, half of them are gone, and that's just crazy to me. And I just really wanted to be able to see permafrost, see some mountains, see some glaciers, be able to walk on them, and do some stuff that potentially isn't going to be available in the next 50 years or 100 years or whenever it is that happens. There's an in-camp program, and then there's the outpost program, and I did all the outposts, which are the bigger, longer trips. So I would lead 10-year-olds to 16-year-olds on various trips, and with that age difference, the younger half, it's definitely just getting them to have fun and giving them something that they can take back that's fun. So not making them struggle by letting them figure out how to set up the stove or clean the stove. So for younger kids, it's really just getting them out there, getting them to have a good time, showing them some small things, mainly technical skills, just to get them to want to come back. And when it gets to be older kids, you start to rely on more interpersonal skills, and you start challenging kids to be able to solve things that aren't necessarily a physical-based or technical skill-based set. So having empathy, learning where other people's come from, how their backgrounds are different, and just kind of really learning to live with these people in a close environment. It's a big thing, is just getting these kids to realize what they will eventually realize, kind of helping them figure out what they like and why they're out here. Just the same questions you're asking me is why they're out there, why are you guys doing this? And just kind of getting them to bring those questions out from within. All the problem-solving skills that I've learned from these trips completely correlate back to here, and I think that's exactly what it's meant for, is being able to transition the skills and techniques you've learned in the backcountry to your life in the front country effectively. Nature is a way for me to step back from materialistic society and to be able to have that simple life mindset and use that to kind of help figure out what I need to do in my life.